Thank you so much. Super happy to be here with everyone from Bass and to share a little bit about our integration um, with Use and into Sage Intacct. So my name is Jonathan Barnett. I'm a senior account executive here at Use. Sorry, we're a good partner with Bass, and so I'm excited to kind of show some details about who we are and what we do and how we can potentially help. Um, and so from there, let's kind of get the presentation going, shall we? So use all-in-one purchase to pay. Really configurable, really can help you out. But a quick agenda for today. We already did introductions, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about who Use is, really high level, some of our clients, and then we'll jump into the technology. From there, love to, at the end to answer any questions that you may have, and then also ways to contact us if you have more questions at the end. So no further ado, let's go have some fun today, just like this photo below, like we do at Use. So a little background on us. We're a spinoff from our sister company, ITESoft. That's ITE Soft. That's a world-class on-prem AP provider. They've been around for almost 40 years. In that 40 years, they developed a smart data extraction. Basically, imagine OCR, but on steroids. So they found out if they put that information, that technology, sorry, into the cloud, it drops the price point a lot. So in 2010, we were born in the cloud. Since then, we've grown a lot. So we have two offices, one over in Europe, one in Dallas, Texas, that does all North America. We have over 5,000 clients. We integrate with well over 250 ERPs, Sage Intacct being one of our premier integrations that we have here at Use. So we're pretty proud of some awards we won. We're constantly winning awards, as you see. So G2 awards, top accounting awards, top watch, and some other really cool awards throughout the years. So you're probably wondering who some of our clients are. You see here a wide variety of clients, anywhere from United Here Health up in Canada, TGI Fridays, Planet Fitness, Planet Sushi, Go Auto being one too as well. And Miller Waste, also a Bass client. Can't forget them too as well. So using an ROI a few years back. So with our friends at Ard Partners, how much does it cost to process a single invoice? This is what they came up with. $15.55 all the way down to receiving and paying about 28 days. There's a lot that goes into that. Paper cost, maybe being delayed on payments, just it's a whole 20-page survey that we did with them. But we also know that could also lead to supplier calls, and this could lead to, not saying it happens, late and duplicate payments inside the organization, which we'll see here. But the reason why that is happening is because of there's no visibility in the organizational reporting, right? So if you're very manual today, you'll see that a lot of these things are hindering you because of the manual. But when you come on with AP automation, this number drops from $15 down to $3. Your days going from 28.5 to 6, giving a company about a 70 to 80% savings overall, which is pretty good. I would like to point out that we're going to have we have a chat box. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw those in the chat box, and they will let me know whenever those questions come in. Happy to answer those as well. My last slide. So Sage integration, we have an API integration with Sage. So whenever you update your vendor, your GL, your dimensions, anything inside of Use is going to, inside of Intacct, it's going to come over into Use and update inside of Use. So if you're using purchase orders, great. We can have that PO come over and it's going to sit in the back of Use. If you need help with that purchase order because you're manual today, we can also help with that purchase order inside of Use as well. You can create that purchase order. You can send it out for approval so you can visibly see where it's at, have as many approval as you need. We can have it automatically sent out to the vendor. If you don't send out your POs, not a problem. Once it's done with that approval or no approval, it'll sit in the back of Use, right? Once it sits in the back of Use, that capture piece is now next. So how do we get the invoices? Multiple different ways. So it can be, if you have an AP email box, we can have it automatically sent into Use, right? So now when it hits your AP email box, it's going to automatically come over to Use. If you have everything saved on your desktop, you can just drag and drop it straight into Use. Also, you can take a picture on your cell phone or tablet. And there's also a bunch of other ways too as well that we can get stuff in for manufacturer vendors where it can automatically come straight into Use. So once it comes in, a few things about us. We don't have any templates. We don't outsource anything, and we take any type of file. So if it's an Excel file, if it's a Word file, PDF, you name it, we'll take it and read it inside of Use. So next is that review phase, where typically AP would look at the invoice, right? So now instead of coding it, our system's going to automatically remember the coding for you. If there's any POs in the back, great. It's going to match that PO. You're just going to review it. After this is where we're really configurable for you. We can have as many approvals as we need. And then after it's done with its approval, we can send it straight over to Intacct instantaneously. Now, say you don't have any approvals, you just want it sent in to Sage Intacct and you don't want to type anything in, not a problem. Once it's done with approval, you review it, hit submit, it's going to go straight in Intacct within seconds along with the image as well. If you need help with payments, not a problem. We can help you with EFTs and we can help you with checks as well. And we do have some virtual card payments too. Once it's paid inside of Use, we'll update that payments remittance inside of Sage Intacct from there. One thing I do want to touch on, so above workflow, you see no touch. So now when it comes into the system, there's certain things we can do. You can set up parameters where when it comes in the system, it automatically meets its parameters. What if we automatically just send it straight to Intacct, right? Or maybe we can send it straight to approval, or maybe after AP sees it, reviews it, we can have it automatically go to a particular person, multiple approvals, you name it, by dollar amount, dimensions, call centers, GLs, you name it. We can do it inside of Use from there. So from here, let's go ahead and jump into our demo. So this is Use right here. And so we'll see a few things. We're built off the most secure network on the planet, Microsoft Azure. Also, here at the top, it's in a web browser, HTTPS. We can also see it's secure this way too as well. And it's responsive. You can have this on your phone or tablet. And we also have an app too as well. So let's jump on in. Let's have a little fun. Take a look at Use. There he is. So this is Use. And so I had already emailed some invoices straight into Use. Some stayed here in my to-do list for me to review. And some that no touch I just talked about, some had went ahead and went over to other people. So in progress down below, you have visibility where things are at. Some things are with Mr. Jones, Francois, Angela, you name it, it's all done right here. So you can now visibly see where it's at. So I'm going to show you how fast we can read invoices in 20, 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and bring one in. Let's jump back here to my files. Let's take a look at this one right here. There we go. So this is Granger, saved in Window Photo Viewer as a TIFF file. Nothing special has been done with this. So I'm going to close this out. Like I mentioned, we have a drag and drop feature. Boom. Now we can drag and drop it on in. And then from there, we can go ahead and import from there. Once we import it, down here at the bottom, it's a tad bit corny, but what it's doing is it's it's reading the page in about 20 to 30 seconds from there. Also do want to point out, I didn't upload any, but I know that if you're dealing with taxes, Use will read the tax on the line, GST, PST, HST, depending on where you're at in the region from there. So here at the top, we see our workspaces, capture, my tasks, my export, statistics, okay? So here at the top, we also have the most powerful search tool in AP market today. We can see that it's already done here at the top. We have our settings, notifications, and then our user profile here as well. So down here, a lot of great stuff is inside of here. Help centers, guided tours, webinars, trainings, contact support here at the top. And we have a live chat down here at the bottom. You can click and jump on in from there. Inside of our profile, last thing I want to mention is that we have delegations. Very powerful delegations. If someone's out of the office for PTO, maternity, or maybe they take every Friday off, we can now have their stuff go from their queue to someone else's queue while they're out of the office. So let's jump on in here and we'll take a quick little peek. And we'll look. And then from there, we can always jump into an invoice and let's take a look at Flex Services. Let's click on this one. and we'll look. And so from here, we'll see flag services came in here at the top. But you see how when I put my mouse over the words, it actually reads it. So over here to the left in our header fields, we clicked on document date. It picks up our date right here. Invoice number just has INV on it, but guess what? It still reads it as well. Same with our total amount at the bottom. Now, if I put in the tax, it would have picked up our taxes right here, the separate lines. Use has a lot of cool things. We see there's no due date. We can always add a due date too as well from there. And then down here at the bottom, it memorized our lines. So last time flag services came in, we put it to this account in these different dimensions down here at the bottom. These will come over from Intacct. Super simple to just change and upload from there. Love to hear if anybody has any questions at all. But in this case, if everything looks good, we don't need to make a change to anything. Just hit submit. And then from there, this one is going to Miss Hillary Johnson. It's over $4,000. We have multi-approvals in my demo. We can always type in a comment too as well. Hit confirm. It's out, and then it's on to the next one from there. Inside of views, we have duplicate detection as well. So you cannot submit a duplicate. So I don't know how you're doing duplicates today, but if you've accidentally paid something before, then you're real familiar with the duplicate, right? So right here, a duplicate document picks it up. The great thing about use is that right here, we can actually view the document. We can view it. Let's bring it on down. Now we can see, here's the document. And so the document that's in the back of the system, now we can cross-reference the document that just came in. So we'll see invoice numbers match up, invoice dates, our due dates, our total amounts. Let's scroll. Boom. They all match up. So we know that this is a duplicate. Inside of use, we have a lot of cool features. So you can forward this to someone. You can email the vendor right here. So instead of doing whatever you do today, there goes here goes your email. There goes the vendor's subject message. Here's an attachment at the bottom. Click send. Boom, it's automatically off to the vendor. But also, say you wanted to ask someone inside the organization a question. So we can click this comment box here at the top right. A little box pops up from here. Say I want to talk to Liz because she handles this client. So now we can see Liz is going to get a notification. So now we have a chat feature inside of Use where Liz and I can chat back and forth. Here's my name, date, and timestamp. Everything inside of Use has an audit trail. If you have the rights to delete things and you want to delete it, we give this little trash can here at the top right. As well, we can select delete, select our reason, type in any comments like yes, boom, it is out, on to the next one as well. A few things also about Use that I haven't mentioned, we read other languages. English, French, Spanish, and I believe there's a few other ones too as well. As we can see that this read the French invoice, the due dates, everything else all the way down, which is really cool. We also have currencies. So if you make payments or need currency, the rate exchange rate, we can help you out with that as well. We have all the currencies here in the back. And it updates daily inside of Use as well. So no more pulling out the little folder and seeing what today's date was. So we see it read our date and everything else. This one, super simple. We hit submit, push it on through. It's going to Mr. Jones. We can now hit confirm. It's out. And then it's on to the next one from there. So from there, we'll see that there's one invoice here. I'm gonna stick this one at the top real quick. And so we'll see that General Petroleum came in last. When General Petroleum came in, I want to show you something. So now, dimension allocations inside of Intacct, I do want to point those out. Those will, excuse me, we can mirror that inside of Use. If you don't do dimension allocations, say you do everything by hand, right? So instead of typing these numbers in, we know our expense one is our 2376. We have a click and recon that is awesome. So we click on it, I hit enter. It's going to automatically populate in our box here. We know 72 is wrong. Our surcharge of $12 goes in expense two. I just click it. Super simple, right? Hit enter, boom. This is a calculator, so it pulls in our 60. So say this top one, say you don't even do that, you just split everything evenly by the total amount, not a problem. Let's go to 2448. Let's hit divide by 3. Let's hit this down arrow right here. Now I want to copy to all lines. Yes. So now when you hit down, boom, within seconds, it split that invoice right there. So if everything here is good, we can now just hit submit. Let's go into Mr. Jones again, hit confirm, and then it is out. And it's on to the next one from there. Let's close this one out. So down at the bottom, we can see that some invoices are down, one stayed up here, and then some invoices have went on. Some to payment, some to Ms. Jones, Ms. Hillary Johnson, things like that. So I'm an admin in my demo, so I can jump into and impersonate. Let's say Mr. Jones, because he has quite a few things. So from there, Mr. Jones has a few different companies he's associated with, but right here, we'll see that there are a few things for him to approve. So we have a few features. Let's click on this one just to make it simple. On approvers, we can give them restrictability. So we can restrict them on whatever you want them. If you want them just to hit approve, send back, fine. If you want them to be able to make changes, that's also fine. So it's really up to you on what you want them to restrict them to see. Also, we can restrict accounts, dimensions, a bunch of things. So in this case, we have two new buttons, approve and send back. Let's just hit approve and let's send this one out. That is one way to approve inside of Use. Here's another way that our clients love. So if we come to this complete 16, this can always be turned off as well. Right here, we have batch approvals. So let's say we want to approve all these. Let's click this top box, but this 2448 looks a little high. Okay, so now when we come over here, we have this orange little circle with the down arrow. We can click it. It's going to pull up my general petroleum. A little small, let's zoom on in. So now we can see the general petroleum. And then now we can see our invoice lines here at the bottom where everything got split. This all looks good. I know all the rest of these invoices. So now within seconds, processed automatically. Hit submit. Now within seconds, you've approved 8 invoices. So they'll either go straight to Sage Intacct, over for payment, things like that. Super simple to do inside of Use, which is nice. We can see that Angela has some things to approve and pay. So I want to show that payment feature really quick. So we jump into impersonate. Let's look at Angela. Most of our clients who do the payment feature usually use batch payment. So you can batch pay on every week, twice a week, once a month, bi-weekly. It's really up to you. Or you can always just come in here, come down to payment lines. We can partial split an invoice. So partial pay an invoice if we need to. We can be associated with different bank accounts, hit pay, and then now it's out, right? The other way that we do batch payments, if it was on for my demo, would be right here at the top under my payments. And under my payments, we can see anything that's pending, anything that's in progress, and then anything that's been complete. So now the visibility is there as well, which is really nice. So I want to show a few features here in Use. And so we'll see here at the top, we have our Sage Intacct environment. So when I jump inside of here, we click on applications. I want to show you what it looks like inside of Sage. So click on accounts payables. Let's click on bills. From there, we have a bunch of different ones. Let's just click on this one right here. So we'll show the image inside of Sage Intacct. Also, the great thing is besides the image, is also any comments that was sent over. And any type of history. is now all in one link, paperclip attachment inside of Sage Intacct. Also, your URL link is here if you can go straight back to that document and look at it from there. Really cool feature. Nobody else does the invoice history or the comments inside of Sage Intacct besides Use. Let's come back inside of Use statistics bar. We'll look at this. This is one of our live clients. Let us use their information. We can see really good chart of where things are at, how things look all the way down, right? You can also see where were you at in 2022? How are you projecting for this year, right? Look at this. I mean, you're already up for the year, which is awesome. You can drill this down to as well by year, semester, quarter. A lot of great stuff you can do. You can see global processes, vendor analysis, this report you can export. Really cool because now you can see, hey, why am I paying this vendor more than the other? Really save yourself some money. See total number of documents per user. This is turned off because of privacy policy. So inside of our search here at the top, you can type in any kind of word and it'll pull it. So if I typed in drum, hit enter, it pulls everything associated with drum. Okay, so if I click on it, from there, out of everything on this page, it pulled the word drum from right here, which is really, really cool. So now imagine you can do multi-criteria searches, right? So total amount to pay, and then we'll say greater than 10, 100, and then we'll say, I don't know, vendor, there we go. We'll do these vendors right here. And then we can drill down, hit search. There's nothing in there. Let's just do this. Clicked on the wrong one. Now we can see everything inside of here. Say you like this list. Here at the top, we have a star. We have a name. We can also share this with other users, groups, and roles in the organization, which is really cool. And then everything saved is right here on the front. Where all you do, just click on it. So any kind of shared reports, anything like that, agent reports, it's going to update inside of here and then also update with that person that would like to, that needs it as well. A lot of cool things. Also want to show one thing here too as well. At the top, we can also group these by. You can really customize this. I have a client that loves this. He groups it by his, he has quite a few different employees. So you like to see where everybody's at. So we click on recipient, now we can see where things are at in the organization, which is really cool, all the way down. So from there, that is Use. Love to take your manual processes, turn them into more of a paperless process. We also store your documents for 10 years. We never delete anything. After 10 years, we give you the option if you would like to delete stuff. And if you do, perfect. If not, then we'll hold on to it from there. Love to answer any questions that we have. Since we have about 5 minutes left. There's one question. Can payments be entered without an invoice? Some of the payments we make are scheduled on the same day, monthly. Do you have to have an associate and do not have an associated invoice? Does that work in your system? Yes, we can do payments without an invoice. A really great question, but really simple to do inside of Use. So definitely not a problem. Oh, another great one. What happens if the vendor is not already set up in the system? Can we add them manually? Yes, you can. Also, the great thing about that is a little bit of fraud protection, right? So if someone sends something into the Use platform and the vendor's not there, you can block it, flag it, email somebody or chat with somebody and say, hey, who's this person? What's going on from there? But yes, you can manually enter them inside of Use, so not a problem. Does the system save the workflow approval per transaction? Sorry, so I can go back and see the approval, the approved transaction. Yes, so everything has an audit history. So when it goes through that approval, even if you go back and forth with one person and then send it out because you're asking a bunch of questions or whatever the case could be, it's going to show that in that approval workflow history. The great thing is that auditors, when they come in, we can give them a login, or you can give them a login. So it's a view only screen. They can just view whatever's there. And then after that, and pull reports. And after that, they can kind of go and do whatever they need to. Got about 3 minutes left. Love to hear any questions from there. And also, one last thing, I just want to thank everyone for attending today's webinar with Bass and Use. Super happy to share the capabilities of Use and a little bit of background on us as well.